Good morning, classmate boys. Today we will resume the rest of the section of the water resources, and we will start with methods of irrigation. There are basically two types of methods of irrigation, and these are primitive methods, which are traditional methods, and modern methods. We will first start with primitive methods, and out of that the first one we will talk about is wells. As we know, wells are an old age method of providing water for agriculture, drinking and for other household purpose. A hole is dug in the ground to obtain the subsoil water. Various methods are used to lift this water, among which the most widely used are Persian well, Rihat, Charas, Mohote, Pikota and Dhenkheli. Water is also raised by manual labor, or it may be drawn up by pumps. Wells are found only where sufficient groundwater is available, where the groundwater level is not very deep, and where the soil is soft enough to allow the digging of wells. Well irrigation is concentrated mainly in Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Punjab, Bihar and Haryana. Let's move to the next section. Wells are the simplest and the cheapest source of irrigation. Wells can be dug at any convenient place. It is independent source of irrigation and it may be used as and when necessary arises. But wells do dry up during the dry summer and fail to provide water when it is mostly needed. A well can water only a limited amount of land, supposedly normally 1 to 2 hectares. It is time consuming. And another drawback of well water is that in many parts it is brackish. Let's move to the next primitive method, which is a tank irrigation. This type of irrigation is done by construction of an earthen walls across a stream or depression. Rainwater during the rainy season collects here and it is then used when needed, especially in the dry season. The ground below the tank should be rocky to prevent the percolation of water. Tanks are of varying sizes, but most of the tanks are small. Tank irrigation is popular in the peninsular plateau like Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, but apart from that, even West Bengal, Karnataka, Bihar and Odisha is also used tank irrigation. However, the tank has some kind of disadvantages as compared to ordinary wells. It has occupied a large surface area which could otherwise have been used for cultivation. Many tanks dry up during the dry season and fail to provide water for irrigation when it is required most. And silting of tank is a problem, and desilting of these tanks are often required. But we have seen that the tank irrigation is mainly concentrated in the Deccan Plateau region. Why? Because of these 5 important points. Number 1, the hard rock underlying the large areas in the Deccan do not allow percolation of water easily. As we know, it is almost a composition of igneous rock. The undulating surface forms natural depression. The many streams have abundant water only during rainy season. So tanks helps to store the water for a longer period of time. Tanks also helps in raising the underground water level of wells found in the surrounding areas. Apart from that, irrigation in many villages, tanks is the only source of water for any kind of domestic purpose of work. These are the most 5 points for tank irrigation. why it is mainly concentrated in Deccan Plateau region. Please write them down as it is one of the very important question comes in ICSE. Let's look to the another primitive method, which is inundation canal. These canals are basically flood water canals and have water in them only when the river is flooded during the rainy season. These canals are taken out from the rivers without any regulating system like waters at their head. Mainly indentation canal are being converted into perennial canals later on. Many of them are found in near the river Satluj, which has high floods tendency during the rainy season. But the water of inundation canals are very muddy, as you can see in the picture. Now we will move forward to the next section, which is the modern irrigation methods. Modern methods of irrigation are an important over the primitive type as they are more reliable and provide irrigation whenever needed throughout the year. They are easy to operate and irrigate a much larger area. Large amount of water can be pumped up by an electric pump or a diesel driven motor, which was not possible for any kind of ordinary well. The first modern irrigation system we will get to see is tube wells. Tube wells have been introduced mainly in Indo-Gangetic plains where groundwater is available in plenty and is fairly close to the surface. Basically, a very deep bore over 15-meter is dug and the water is lifted with the help of pumping set operated by electricity. A tube well can water a much larger area, almost 400 hectares. They are definitely better and more reliable during periods of drought when a surface well dries up. They are also suited to areas of small holdings. However, there must be sufficient supplies of groundwater. There must also be regular supply of cheap electricity. Also, the region must be fertile and productive so that the cost of construction and operation may be recovered from the increased farm population. Tube wells are extensively found in the regions like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, West Bengal and Gujarat. The next very important modern methods of irrigation is canals. Canals are very effective source of irrigation in areas with low water. The main concentration of canal is in the northern plain of India in Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh. Apart from that, Rajasthan, Bihar and little section of Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and Tamil Nadu also has introduced canal irrigation. The digging of canals in rocky and uneven areas is very difficult. Thus, it is mainly practically absent in peninsular plateau region. There are some kind of merits of canal are present. Most of these canals are perennial and the waters are rich in sediments. These sediments add fertility to the fields. Although the initial cost is very high, but the canal irrigation is quite cheap in the long run. But there are some kind of demerits also present for canal irrigation, like unless canals are lined, the canal water seeps into the soil and leads to the problem of waterlogging. As you can see the front picture here, these pipes are properly need to be lined up. Large areas of Punjab and Haryana, Uttar Pradesh suffers from the problem of ray or salt in the upper layer of their soil, so which is a problem for cultivation. Marshy areas near canals become breeding grounds for mosquito because water is constantly logged into it, can spread also malaria. One of the most advanced irrigation method is sprinkler irrigation. It is a type of overhead irrigation. It is set up in the fields and supplied with water by horses. Sorry, it will be horses. No H will be, no R will be there. Okay, from the source of water, does not involve any loss of water by seepages because water is supplied through the pipes. No water is lost by evaporation even because it is directly spreading into the field. This method of irrigation is practiced in arid and semi-arid areas and also on hilly areas where uneven topography is there. It is extremely new method for the Indian farmers, so it is also quite expensive. So these are the traditional and the modern methods of irrigation. That's all for today. Next day we will move forward to the next section of water resources, and please go through these key points. If you have any doubt, post me. As I keep saying, in this pandemic situation, take care of yourself and family, maintain social distancing. Thank you and stay safe.